So welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about integration by parts. So integration by parts. Integration by parts, which for our sake we can say IBP. That's an acronym. So integration by parts is a technique that we use to evaluate integrals. So typically it's honestly kind of difficult to tell which technique of integration we have to use to evaluate an integral. But generally, if you see two functions being multiplied to each other, you'd use integration by parts. So let me first, so the formula for integration by parts is u dv equals to u times v minus the integral of v du. So I want to first explain where this formula sort of comes from. So let's assume we have uv. So we know that uv can be rewritten as uv prime dx. So what we want to get now is something like, we want to get u dv, right? So how do we do that from this? Well, what we can do is we can use the product rule from differentiation and reevaluate this. So we know that uv, if both u and v are functions of x, really just evaluates u v prime plus v u prime. And since this bit over here is like, if we ignore the integral, this is just going to be u v prime. We know that what we really want is this. So we can rewrite this bit over here, down here, as the integral of u v prime plus v u prime dx. And we can split this integral up. So it will be something like integral of u v prime dx plus integral of v u prime dx. So now we know, no, actually this doesn't look very clear, right? So let me just rewrite it. U v prime dx plus the integral of v u prime dx. So since we want the integral of u dv, we just subtract both sides by the integral of v u prime dx. I can't draw my v and u's. So v u prime dx minus the integral v u prime dx. Therefore, we now should have the integral, let me draw this in a different color actually, just to emphasize it. Okay, I can draw better now. U v prime d. I just want it to be clear. U v prime dx equals to u v minus the integral of v u prime dx. So there's where the formula comes from. It's not really needed to know where it comes from, but honestly, it just helps me to rederive the formula if I ever forget. Not that you'll ever actually need that because you have the data booklet, but I just found it helpful. So now I think it'd be appropriate if we tried some practice questions. So let me just change the color and bring one up. So let's see, over here we have the integral 2x times e to the x dx. So as I mentioned, integration by parts typically looks like two functions of x being multiplied to each other. So normally one question that one would ask is, what should I differentiate and what should I integrate? And in order to know what to differentiate and what to integrate, we have to use LIATE. So LIATE's an acronym. So L stands for logarithmic, I stands for inverse, so like inverse trig functions, trig. A stands for algebraic, T stands for trigonometric, and E stands for exponential. So typically what we do is we take a look at our integral, the one we have to evaluate, and then we look at the two functions involved. So in this case it's 2x and e to the power x. So what we do is we look at this order, so from top to bottom. So whatever function is, okay, let's say we have a logarithmic function and an algebraic function being multiplied to each other, and we're taking the integral of that. If we want to do integration by parts, we have to say we have to differentiate the logarithmic function and take the integral of the exponential function. So in this case over here, we have to take the derivative of 2x because it's algebraic, and we have to take the integral of e to the x because it's exponential. So whatever comes on top in terms of ordering, that's what we have to differentiate. So in this case, oops, it's not in there. Yep, so u equals to 2x, u prime equals to 2, and actually I don't like writing it like this, so I just like saying du equals to 2 dx, and then dv equals to e to the x, v equals to e to the x as well. So now if we want to evaluate this integral, what we're going to have to do is again follow the formula. So I'll write it out here again, probably in a different color. So let's see, u v prime equals to uv minus the integral of v u prime, right? So okay, let me just say this is u prime, let's just say this is v prime, right? So applying the formula, 2x times e to the x dx equals to 2x times e to the x minus the integral of e to the x times 2, right? Yeah, times 2 dx. So what does this evaluate to? We can simply say that we can simply factor out the 2 first. So it'll be 2 integral of e to the x dx. And we know that e to the x dx is just, the integral of e to the x is just 2 e to the x plus c, but we'll just ignore that for now. So therefore we have 2x times e to the x dx evaluating to 2x e to the x minus 2e to the x. And now we can say the plus c. So that's basically integration by parts. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and thanks for watching.